All right, hey everybody, back again with another review. Be talking about, sorry, I'm trying to get this camera straight. Gonna be talking about season 2 of The Witcher, which I may say, kind of followed the cliche of the sequel pretty much not being as good as the first movie or the prequel. Instead, say, pretty much it picks up where, uh, from last season. You know, Geralt is trying to, he finally has the young girl Ciri. She's a princess, and everybody's moping around because they think Yennefer's dead. Because last season she did the little fire, did the forbidden fire magic routine, where she saved everybody. Tessia is having a nervous breakdown. Uh, Everyone's pretty much in mourning. Others are like, well, it's our own fault, but whatever. But if I may, this season more so cast Gerald, 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 Henry Cavill's character as more of a sub sub main character, I'd say, and he was just like used for like to keep the plot going. He was not the main character of season 2. The main character of season 2 was the three women that made the deal with whatever the witch's name was, what they call it, the demon. It was the main characters were Yennefer, Frangella, and the Elf Queen, because I forgot her name and I ain't trying to remember. Uh, and Ciri, and Ciri too, and Ciri. So pretty much season 2 is just all about Geralt protecting Ciri. They go from place to place. She's trying to build herself up to be a strong woman. I'm so sick and tired of this with these strong female characters. And pretty much, he's trying to protect her while they figure out what's going to happen to her. Meanwhile, three women have sold their souls to what pretty much is like the worst character on the show at this moment. And they at first the Elf Queen and Frangella made the deal with them, and they're starting to reap the benefits of it. And then Yennefer, in her time of need, after seeing what life was like as a normal person, she was like, nah, not this. Just before she died, she sold her soul. Uh, but you can pretty much summarize this season in like 2 minutes. Geralt does all this, all that, all that. They find new mutated creatures and stuff, and I'm trying to scratch this out, but the plot for season 2 is like 30 seconds long. Geralt protects this girl, yada yada yada. The three women sell their souls, yada yada yada, and as everyone suspected, the witch got out. As I suspected, how they were going to end season 2. The witch got out, possessed Ciri, who's supposed to be the perfect vessel because she is royalty and she has elder blood, which I don't. We're not even gonna get into that, but Ciri gets taken over. They do a little whole scene, and they can't kill off one of the precious main characters. So they go through this whole obvious scene of Geralt, Henry Cavill's character, still being a sub main character in his own show, where he's going out of his whole way. We have to save her, and when the logical thing would be to just go ahead and get her up out of there, because she out here wrecking shop, summoning all type of monstrosities and stuff. But to keep the plot going, because they couldn't kill off this early, because they got to make her, got to take her into season 3, because looking like they're going fast towards this wild hunt showdown between them and the horsemen. So, uh, and you could, and the moment I seen Yennefer without her powers, I was like, they're not about to do anything to Yennefer. They're gonna have some humility moments, which she didn't really go through any humility moments. She went through a couple moments where she was like, this is such a drag, like Shikamaru or somebody. But ultimately, she didn't change for the better. She was ready to sell a little girl down the river just to get her powers back. So, and then, they gave her powers back. Uh, and may I say, it was a lot of simps over Yennefer. I mean, you had the black dude, he was simping extra hard, I was like, man, my man's finally done stepped up. And then all of a sudden, this guy just started simping. They just had him, whoever wrote that script, just had him simping extra hard in this season. He had his nose so far up Yennefer's behind. I'm surprised that boy could breathe. And Geralt, he went from the ladies' man to now he's strung out like a fiend for Yennefer too. He's simping extra hard too. And the Elf Queen and Fringilla thought they was doing something, strong woman, until they found out that there's no such thing as a perfect deal. So now the witch is pretty much, causing them hell because made a deal with a demon. What you expect? Torment. It's coming. And it's not really too much I can say. The designs of the CGI was better as far as creature designs, but they didn't really do. There really wasn't too much of an evolution when it comes to like the locations, where like you be like, okay, I know such and such. I know that's such and such because they got the tree right here. Or they have something that is like an indicator of where they are. Like, in a show like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, you knew what was going on. Westeros pretty much had like a city environment. Dothraki, they kind of like had like a place where it was like number of tents, and it's kind of like a desert atmosphere almost the way it looked. That Winterfell constantly had snow or cold weather. Things like that. Castle Rock was like water. Around water, Iron Islands around. But this place, all the places seem similar. There was nothing that really struck out to you. This season seemed like it was more kind of just a push forward season, if that's the right phrasing, like it was just trying to push forward season, for season 3. It seems like you started watching this because of Henry Cavill. Is like the only thing that makes this show worth watching, and they turned him into a background character in his own show that's supposed to be about the witch. They made it about 3 strong women and 1 strong little girl. Who, if I may ask, Yennefer, if we go back to season 1, what sword training did Yennefer have? Because when they went on that quest for that dragon, was I the only one paying attention to how Yennefer was a master swordsman like Geralt? What? You was a witch. What training have you had when it comes to swordplay? What? And then you got the little girl training her to be a warrior. Why? You a witch. Just be a witch. You don't have to. Why? That's why she wants to be a witcher and stuff. Oh, now he said they had to, she's the key to everything. Man, season 3 better not be about this foolishness, but I didn't necessarily. It was okay. It was good. It wasn't like season 1 though. Season 1 was like 8.5 stars out of 10. This one was more so like 6.3 out of 10. I mean, it was like so cliche. It was so but it was like, oh man. But no sir. No sir. This ain't gonna fly right here. This ain't gonna fly right here. But that's just about all I got to say about that. I was kind of very disappointed in the way they ended the season, because it would have been more spectacular if they would have just had Geralt, like, make the ultimate sacrifice and just kill Ciri. But I haven't read the book, so I don't know how the way this thing is going. I may read the books eventually, but I'm just basing this off of the TV show. That's how I would have did it. You know, you can derive, you know, in another direction sometimes when it differs from the book. But that's just all I got to say about that. I'm currently watching Baki. I know I am super late to that, boy, but this is about one of the best anime shows I ever watched. It's not as good as Gangster, but hey, that's debatable. But I'm watching Baki. I'm gonna start watching Castlevania, if I'm pronouncing that right. I literally just seen a clip for it on YouTube, and I was like, I gotta watch this. And you know, just trying to really like watch a bunch of anime so I can review them. But you know, I have limited time, so but you know, I try to squeeze. You know, I try to squeeze in. But I'm gonna do a review on Baki the moment I finish that first season or part, however they have it divided. But man, I had a brain fart just now. But like the video, comment, subscribe if you liked it. If not, I don't do this for money nor subscription. So you have a good one.